My F27, Mill found my old account with nudes and wants me to divorce my husband, M30. When I was 22 I did online subscriptions to make some money. It was really only during my early career and I stopped after a couple years once I was making money in my nursing job. Probably about a year after I stopped I met my no husband. Let's call him Jack. We fell in love and got married 12 months later. Everything was great. Love his family and they seemed to really like me as well. I told Jack everything about my past. I even showed him my profile so he knew exactly what I did. This was all before we got engaged. I could tell it upset him. But he said that he loved me no matter what and that was my past. Last week I get a call from Jack's sister. She started asking questions about my past. She said that her mom, let's call her Janet, found my old account and is incredibly upset. She has been calling me a whore, gold digger to the entire family. She asked my sil to ask me to divorce Jack. I've tried to call Janet, but she won't talk to me. Jack is super upset at all of this. Part of him is upset that his mom is acting like this to me. But I can also tell that part of him is upset with my past and how that is affecting him and his family. I don't want to get divorced. How do I fix my relationship with my Mill? Your relationship work Mill is obviously beyond repair. You were honest with your husband, so he knows about your past. He may have not been happy, but he already knows. So talk with your husband. With Mill pushing hard or divorce, you guys might need couples therapy. Say what Mill is doing right now is staying a sore spot in your hubby. Make sure your husband is supporting you. Have him call Mill or Sil with his phone. Pretty sure they will answer his call. Have that call on speaker as he talks to them and go from there depending on what they say. But make sure he tells then he knew about it long before you two got married. She can't force you to divorce. That's between you and your husband. And honestly, he should be sticking up for you. It would be a long road of recovery for me if my Mill called me those things and demanded I divorce her son. I wouldn't have a thing to do with her until I got an apology. She could have been a grown-up and came to you to talk about your past if it was a concern. But she acted out like a child. Nope. If you are 27, I would sit your husband down and see which side he is on. If he isn't on your side, get a lawyer and get out while you are young and can still make a family with a guy who actually supports you. Life is too short to waste it begging for love. You were honest and have nothing to be ashamed of. If he can't stand up to mom, then he isn't the one for you. Why is nobody asking why Op's old account is still up and available for stumbling upon? How did Mill find out? You sure Jack isn't getting cold feet and came to mom for advice? How on earth did your Mill just stumble on your account? Is his family fantabulously rich and they were doing a background check? Your husband knew about your past, accepted it, and married you. That's all that needs to be said. If they don't like it, sucks to be them. I just know this is a fake post by someone who admonishes women who do of. He's ashamed of you, that's why he's upset. How exactly did his mother find your old profile? Your Mill is a snake. She clearly has been looking for a reason to get rid of you. Unless of course she looks at nudes of 22 yo in her free time, in which case she is still a snake and a hypocrite. Your relationship with her was a lie before anyway. Let your husband handle it. He can demand she treat you with respect. Go low contact or lose you, but the decision is his. You did nothing wrong here, and unfortunately you have married into a judgmental mess anyway. How much more common is this story going to be in like 5 years? Sorry. When you do porn, you have to accept that it comes with social consequences. Nothing goes away forever on the internet. Ignore her and focus on your husband. The past will always catch up to you no matter what. I mean, you had to know there were going to be consequences, right? I'm all in support of freedom and expression and making an extra buck or two. I'd probably do it too if I really needed the money and knew I'd be successful. Boot, you did participate in a highly stigmatized practice. So you kinda signed up for this. We're going to see a lot more of this. He is a grown man. His parents don't have any say or any business in your relationship. Just going to put this out here as a different perspective. My sons aren't old enough to have an issue like this before, but honestly, I think it would bother me if I found out their partner did porn or made content explicitly to entertain people sexually for money. To me, that's like a form of prostitution, and I would not want my kids to end up with a partner that did sex work. Maybe if you wait, your mill will eventually get over it. But I can see why this is causing an issue, and I think it's a good cautionary tale to really consider the long-range impact of what creating this type of content will do. If they found it, that means even your kids' friends will maybe find it one day, and that's just horrifying to me. I wish it was easier to take that type of content down. It shouldn't be able to live online forever without your consent. Is there anything that can be done to have it removed? You can't delete the content? Other people can still see or find it. You can't fix anything here. She will always carry that perception of you. It's up to your boyfriend to defend you to her. Otherwise, what she thinks doesn't matter. You don't have to divorce anyone because it's none of her business what relationships her adult son has. Well, it was good while it lasted.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.